college isn't for everyone. How many of you have heard this before? How many of you have said this before? How many of y'all in the audience today believe this to be true? A couple of weeks ago, I was in a heated argument, because I was angry, with one of my college-educated friends, who also believes that college isn't for everyone. I asked him, in this brave new world of yours, how do you decide who goes to college and who does not? He didn't have a suitable answer for me. The truth is, because so many of us believe that college isn't for everyone, the current system we have in place makes that decision for us. More on that in a second. But first, let me tell you why I was angry. I was born in a poor neighborhood in Cameroon. Although we didn't have much growing up, what we did have was my grandmother, the most fierce and caring woman I've ever had in my life. Without her, I wouldn't be on this stage today. Without her, I wouldn't be the person I am today. Growing up, she used to tell us all the time that education is the way forward. Education is a gift that keeps on giving. With an education, you can not only help yourself, but you can also help those around you. With this in mind, she made us promise that no matter what, we would go to college. My family and I moved to the United States in 2000 in pursuit of the proverbial American dream. We settled in Houston, Texas. There, I went to public schools. Around my sophomore year of high school, I had a conversation with my parents. I was like, I want to go to college. And they were like, that's a great idea, but we don't have the money to pay for it. This was the first time that I realized that I may not be able to keep the promise I had made to my grandmother, and I was devastated. After moping for a few days, I went to a public library and checked out all the books I could find about the college admissions process, about scholarships, about all the standardized tests that I needed to take in order to go to college. After going through all those things, I created a plan for myself, and I thought I had found a way to go to college for free, and I was very, very excited about that. I took that plan and shared it with my teachers, with my counselors, and with my principals. I thought they would be as excited as I was. However, the majority of the conversation went something like this. Gabe, you have to be more realistic. Gabe, why are you wasting your time and hours because people like you don't go to college? This conversation happens so often that at the point I believe it. And I realized that the people who were saying this to me were saying that because, like so many people in our society today, they believe that college was not for everyone. They believe that college was not for me, a poor inner-city black kid. But because of the promise I had made to my grandmother, I kept on trucking. I kept on following the plan that I had established for myself. And senior year, I applied to 10 different colleges and universities, and I got into all 10 of them. Thank you. I decided to go to Harvard because Harvard gave me a full scholarship. This is me on graduation day. It's the most awesome duck face you've ever seen, right? But unfortunately, for every one of me, I'm the exception. For every one of me, there are hundreds and thousands of students who don't make it to this moment. Because, again, in our society, we believe that college isn't for everyone. In fact, only 12% of African American students attend college in the first place, compared to 65% of white students. Furthermore, only 20% of low-income students earn a college degree by the time they're 24, compared to 99% of their high-income peers. Again, system-wide, the National College Guidance Counselor to student ratio to low-income student is 1 to 1,000. And that leads to low-income students only receiving 9 minutes of college guidance throughout their 4 years of high school. Think about that for a second. 9 minutes. That is less than the entirety of this TED Talk. And this has real economic ramifications. Like the college access gap between low-income and high-income students contributes to $600 billion in loss in GDP. You see, in this country, we tell students that college, that education is the way forward, and yet the system that we have in place does not enable them to achieve those goals. And this came into focus when I was at Harvard. Like my freshman year, I was in the dining hall, and I was talking to one of my friends who had gone to an elite prep school in the Northeast. Like we were talking about the most important things, of course, in a freshman mind. Like we're talking about what parties we're going to go to that weekend. We were talking about, oh my God, do they have that awesome meatball sauce today in the dining hall? But for whatever reason, the focus of our conversation shifted to how we ended up at Harvard. I shared with him the story that I shared with you all. And then he told me something amazing. He told me that since 6th grade, he had been meeting with his college guidance counselor every single week, and that's how he ended up at Harvard. Because in his environment, the belief was that college was for everyone. And they had a system in place to make that happen. And I thought to myself, that's amazing. What if in all of our public schools, that was the norm? And I'm not the only one who thought this way, because again, there are a few people who've already done very, very awesome things. For example, the College Opportunities Project a few years ago sent out letters to low-income, high-achieving students across the country, and they saw a 19% increase in college applications just by sending a letter. Furthermore, when I was a teacher at Lee High School in Marianna, Arkansas, in the poorest county in Arkansas, a few teachers and I got together because we believed that college was for every single one of our students, and we created a plan to help all of our students. What we saw was a 100% acceptance rate into college for all of our seniors, and we saw $800,000 earned in scholarships, and an average 4 points increase on the ACT. I took this and started the college initiative. Over the past 3 years, we still maintain a 100% acceptance rate into college, and our students over the past 3 years have earned over $10 million in scholarships. And they've also saw 4% increase on their ACT score, and right now, 80% of the students who've gone through our programs are still in college. So, the next time you hear someone say that college isn't for everyone, I want you to get angry, like really angry. Because were you to walk into any single classroom across Shelby County on Monday and ask students, do you want to go to college? Invariably, all hands would go up. And they deserve, those students, those children, our children, deserve a system in place that makes sure that their aspirations actually become true. And that starts by believing that college is indeed for everyone. Thank you.